Be honest, how many times have you gone in for a tackle and you ended up too high? Or worse, you bounced off because you couldn't drop low enough, quick enough. So many players are messaging me saying the same thing. I struggle to get low when tackling, what can I do? And I get it, it's not easy, especially if you're tall, if you're tight in the hips, or if you're not sure how to drop your height quickly and effectively. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it using a method I learned from one of the best chop tacklers in rugby history. Can you guess who it is? It's Dan Lydiard. And even players who are 6'7", Pieter-Steph du Toit, one of the best tacklers in the game right now, is doing this exact method to get low in his tackles. So by the end of this video, you'll learn a simple system that the pros are using to drop their height quicker, stay low in the contact, to hit harder and dominate the contact. Let's get into it. So before we get into the technique of how we can drop our height low and effectively to make those hits, I want to show you 3 drills that I want you to add to every warm-up to get you strong, get you in control when you're in that low position, and also unlock your hips, okay? So these are the 3 drills. Take a look, take some notes, and add them to the beginning of your training sessions. Let's go. Drill number 1 is knees over toes lunge. The aim of this is to keep your heels flat on the floor whilst pushing your knee as far as possible over the top of your toes while staying balanced, staying controlled and staying strong. One thing, don't stand on a tightrope. Don't have your feet behind one another because you won't get any balance. So make sure you go wide base to help you control your movement. Drill 2 is a sprawl into a frog squat. So you're going to walk your hands out into a presser position. Step 1, foot, knee, your hand, then the next, and then sit in the squat position, keeping the heels on the floor, pushing your knees out using your elbows. And make sure you get as low as possible. And then the final drill then is a lunge into a Cossack combo. It's very tough this, so take your time. So the aim of this is to step forward into a lunge position, pushing your knees over your toes, then rocking back to the back leg, squatting down on one leg and driving through. Right, let's get into the chop tackle technique. So before we do, chuck a hat on. I want you to put your coach's hat on, and I want you to watch these 2 videos that have just popped up on your screen right now. One of them is a decent tackle, something that we've been learning over and over again. Hit at the hips, quads, hit through the tackle, chase your feet, boom, squeeze, wrap, whatever you've been taught. This is the video you're seeing. And also you're seeing a chop tackle, how we can drop our height really quickly. I want you to comment now your thoughts on how or what the difference is between them both. What is the difference between the video on the left and the video on the right? Put them in the comments below right now, because before I reveal the answer, the tips, the advice to help you drop your height quickly, safely and effectively, I want to see where you're at. So comment now. Watch the 2 videos. I'm excited to see what you pick out. Right, before I reveal the answer, for those who are serious about improving their tackle technique, check this out. If you're looking to improve your tackling, I've got a £7 training guide that has helped hundreds of players from the age of 10 to 16 years old all over the world improve their tackling, their tackle confidence. It has 5 drills, tips, insights, advice, all on a PDF that you can download right now for just £7 from my RT Academy. So make sure you click this link above my head now, or a link in the description, to get your hands on my tackle guide and start taking steps to improve your tackling. Now back to the video. Right, so the answer is, you've all been waiting for, it is shin angle. So if anyone in the comments, if you picked shin angle and you spotted that, please let me know in the comments below. That is a good cue to pick out, so well done there. So what does that mean? So if you see some of these props or some of these big players being able to drop their height really quickly and chop these attackers down, it's because of that. It's because they can push their knee. That's why in the warm-up I got you going through a lot of sequences where your knee is going beyond your toes and you're being strong, being controlled in that position. It's because of that reason, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 tips. 3 tips on how we can perfect this and add it to your training to help you add the chop tackle to your armory. Let's get into it. Right, so tip number 1 is pushing your knee over your toes in order for you to drop your height quickly. So if I was going to hit someone at their hip height, my shin would be a lot more vertical. So I'd step in like this to be a lot more vertical, and I can drive through as my hips come through. But if I wanted to chop down here, what I would do then is I would come in to tackle, and then I'd push my knee over my toes, stay balanced, and I'm in this position now. So I'm in this knee over toes position, and then from here then I can drive through my back leg, my front leg, through the hit. And that will help me drop my height very quickly to hit through. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is making sure that I'm coming off center when I'm doing my chop tackling. So if I'm going directly at this player is running directly at me, there's going to be knees, there's legs, there's everything in the way here, okay? So I wouldn't necessarily like you to do a chop tackle when you're directly on. So I like to come from a slight angle. I like to be off center, so then as I'm making my hit, so say this player is running that direction towards the try line, I'm coming on a slight angle, I can put my head on their hamstring, nice and safe, but then I've got clear vision of the legs to hit them, to have my eye on the target, and boom, and hit through, drop my height quickly. So tip number two is stay slightly off-centered. And then tip number three, then for me, I like to project myself through the tackle. So imagine there's a twin brother behind. There's another tackle back that I'm trying to get to as I drive through the hit. So as I get into this strong position here, I'm dropping my height, pushing my knee over my toe, and then from here, then I can just project myself through the hit to finish it off whilst adding the wrap, squeeze, and clamping that player in tight, okay? So for you, push the over and then boom, go through the hit. Right then, let's build this into a drill. So firstly, what I like to do is get some tape. Put the tape on the chop tackle setting. So put another set of tape then at the hip height. So there's two different heights that I want you to try and hit. Okay, name them 1 and 2. This is what I want you to start off with. 1 and 2, doesn't matter what the numbers are. And then as you're going to approach your tackle, in your head, either shout out 1 and 2 and you've got to adjust your height, or if you've got a teammate, they can shout out at the last second to see if you can adjust your height to the tackle. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to do. You can see that there. 1, 2 on the pad. 1 is knee height, 1 is quad height there. Okay, right, let's get into it. Drill number 1 is just practicing doing it 1 step away. So you can just do 1 step away. I'm going to practice to get number 2. So start off nice and slow. You step in, remember to push your knee over your toe and then project yourself through the tackle. All right, so that's 1 step. So from here, 1 step, boom, hit through. And then drill number 2 then is doing it from 3 steps away. Okay, so you can adjust your feet, get into that position, push your knee over and make a hit. So when you are making your tackle, make sure you're not just hitting through, you are gripping, you're squeezing, you're pulling that bag or player tighter to, and it takes practice, okay? So add this to your training, start slow and then build it up, and understand then when you actually apply this in games. Let me know in the comments below when you would actually use a chop tackle. Again, at the last second, for you to drop your height quickly, push that knee over your toe, stay balanced, stay in control, and hit through and apply all the tips that you use in other tackle techniques like eye on the prize, grip, squeeze, pull tight, chase through, and fight all the way through the contact, okay? So hopefully that helped. Again, if you want a tackle guide, make sure you click the link in the description to get my 7-pound tackle guide. It's going to help you level up your game. And also subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Let's go.